Welcome to the Superset Podcast, episode 64. This is Krystal O'Keefe.
And this is Tom O'Keefe.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
It's been a bit.
So, super excited this week. We're going to talk to Coach Ackeem.
Yes, he's so awesome.
And he's going to talk about Ultimate Arms.
Yes.
Which I did.
I know. What did you think of it?
What did you think of it?
I really liked it. And
You're the one who sees my arms.
I thought it was a great program, not just for you because you're working on your upper body, but also for me to mix it with my running.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was a really great solution. I mean, runners need to work on lower body too, but not as extreme as other programs. And so to be able to mix it in with my running, I thought was a really great compliment. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the 4 weeks, I saw noticeable improvements in my arms.
Yeah. What about when you were like sleeping? Did you notice anything then?
Wait, we tell these stories. So I was complaining to Krystal that when I sleep at night, sometimes my shirt like pinches me in a way if I lay a certain way, in a way that it never has previously. And I blame Coach Ackeem.
You blame Coach Ackeem?
I do.
for your ultimate arms?
For my ultimate arms. I don't know that my arms are quite ultimate, but I do feel like they are significantly better than they were previously.
I mean, I agree with that too. And I see it every day. Like when you're doing things and you flex, like not even when you flex, like when you move your arms.
Right, like I'm not walking around the house like flexing.
No.
I'm not that guy.
No, thank goodness. Yeah, that's too much.
I didn't buy a new batch of tank tops.
But like for real, there is definite hypertrophy happening. So that was very cool. Very cool program.
Yeah.
And Coach Akeem's just so nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But he'll give you all the details on that program, how it'll help you, why it works.
Who should do it? Who shouldn't?
Yeah.
Spoiler, everyone should do it.
I'm actually doing it again. I finished it and then I did another one, a different program. And then like a 2-week program. And I was like, I circled back around. I'm doing it again.
Oh, awesome.
So
I am currently doing, it has nothing to do with Tonal, nothing to do with Peloton. It's this Haley Fitt Happens or something like that. But Haley did a team up with Stacy Sims to put together a hypertrophy program specifically for perimenopausal and menopausal women, and I am here for it.
And then you program that into like a custom by Tonal.
It's so wonderful having the ability to put custom workouts into Tonal because I can easily program exactly what they're asking me to do, but Tonal already knows my weights, and then I can easily move it up or down if it's too easy or too light, because the whole idea is to lift really heavy. So it is so easy to manipulate. And like I see other women like doing it with free weights and stuff at home, and there's nothing wrong with free weights. I am not knocking them, but I am so grateful
that you just don't have to have the notepad and have all these weights laying around.
And not only that, but it's also so much easier to increase my weights. Like I was doing just this morning, I was doing the lat pull down with the barbell, and it was a seated one, and it upped my weight by 2 pounds. And I was in the middle of 3 sets. So on the second set, it upped it. So if I was doing that by myself, I would never have increased that day. No. I'd be like, this is what I'm doing today. And then
you probably would have done it again next time.
I probably would have, because I would have been like, oh, I don't know if I can add 5 pounds.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's what I love about Tonal.
Absolutely. So what, pray tell, do you have in store for people this week?
Well, we're going to talk about the newest program that just popped out, the 4-week Fast Track. We're also going to be talking about how you can see where Tonal had their pop-up store in New York City. Yes. And you can win an invite to the Tonal Studios coming up in June. There's also a bunch of Q&As that are going to be coming up about the new program and just some other details that are going on over at Tonal.
Awesome. Well, before we get to all that shameless plugs, don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast, you can find us. While you're there, maybe leave us a review and a rating. Super helpful. You can also watch these episodes over on YouTube and find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Superset Podcast. While you're there, like the page and join the group, do all the things. And there's all that. Let's dig in, shall we?
We shall.
Look who's talking about Tonal.
Tonal had a pop-up store in NYC.
They did, and they had all kinds of people come in, check out the Tonal, meet some coaches, meet some people, and it looked like a lot of fun. I'm really jealous that I missed it. That would have been lots of fun. They even had signature cocktails. Ooh. I am a sucker for a signature cocktail.
What do we know? Do we have any names of the signature cocktails?
Well, the picture goes by so fast. I don't know.
I was wanting to know what they were coming up with.
I don't know. I feel like it's some play on like Total Strength or something like that, though. You know,
I'm not enough of a drinker to have like mixed drinks in my head.
Yeah, I'm so not that person.
To like make puns about them.
I missed it. I was listening to you instead of looking at the board. It's like a split second on the video. Yeah, it goes real fast.
Gotcha. So and they're also giving away an invite to the Tonal Studios.
Yes.
The actual Tonal Studios, not a pop-up store.
Correct. And so it has to do with this newest 4-week fast track. You have to do some things to be able to enter the contest. But then once you do that and you enter the contest, you have a chance to actually come in and visit the studio on June 3rd. How cool is that?
Yeah. Now, it's not a trip. You don't get
no. They're not going to pay for the
lodging
trip
or anything. But if you're within driving distance, or you can get there easily.
Yeah.
You know, and I will say, if you're going to do that, they want a picture. So have a picture ready of you, like in front of your Tonal, getting ready.
Get your picture ready.
Because I was going through trying to enter today, and I was like, oh, I don't have any pictures.
You don't have any pictures?
Not of me, like tonally. I don't really do that.
I do. You should have just asked.
Yeah, I was just like, I'll come back to it.
I could have just sent it over to you real fast. Yeah. Here you go. Here's my favorite.
So the latest fast track program is called Torched.
It is, yeah. Kicking off spring with German body composition. And, you know, we've talked to several of the instructors at this point, and we know that like that is the kind of workout that you do to really get a good ass kicking.
Yeah.
So this Torched program has 2 levels, and both of them involve a total of all the coaches, and it's like an intermediate, and then there's a beginner, and then there's intermediate / advanced. Those are the 2 different tracks, but either way, both of them are built so that you are going to reduce fat and build lean muscle mass. A great way to kick off spring as we start to head into summer. This is when people really want to look great for the beach.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta, clock's ticking.
Yeah. I mean, really, yeah, you should be started.
Yes.
By now. Hopefully you were doing some things before May.
Yes. So it's funny, you know how like people talk about like the media you consume, you have to be careful because it can affect how you perceive things.
Yeah.
Right. So I experienced that with Torched.
Oh.
In terms of, I was seeing your notes on it, and it said German body composition. And so we've talked about this on the clip out, is I'm a very slow reader, and I've been reading The Winds of War,
right,
which is a very long book, and I'm a very slow reader. So I've been reading, like, my Kindle estimated time was like 48 hours.
Yeah, it was long.
Because I'm slow. It's also long, but I'm slow.
Yes.
And
you yes.
And so I was just like, I saw German body composition. I was instantly like, ooh, Germans.
Because you're in World War II.
Because I'm reading this book about World War II. And I was like, oh, wait, that was 75 years ago. I think
things have probably changed.
I think things have settled down.
A little bit.
Or everything's okay now.
Yeah.
So I don't have to have a visceral reaction to Germans.
No.
It's not 1941.
It is not. It is not. Thank goodness.
So my apologies to our German listeners. I'm working on my cultural biases, trying to get them up at least to the mid 70s.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
there's all kinds of new stuff to hate these days.
Yes. So they also have a whole series of Q&As coming up about Torched if you have questions.
They do. And each week, for the next 3 weeks, there's going to be a Q&A session. You can find them over in the official Tonal community, Facebook Live. And what they're going to do is like team up a couple of different coaches for each one. And so they'll answer all the questions from the community, give great advice. This one's got some nutrition suggestions built in as well. Mm-hmm. They've already released some overnight oats, and people have been posting all over the official Tonal community how much they're enjoying their overnight oats.
It's because They broke up. It's not Hall & Oates anymore.
Oh my God.
It's just Overnight Oats now.
Oh my God. No.
No, they did break up. That's true.
Wow. Okay.
Also, Tonal is welcoming a new event producer, Megan Wheeler.
Yeah, there was a really nice post about Megan and her background and showing her with fancy cameras and
Emmy nominated.
Yeah.
Megan Wheeler.
She's a big deal.
I would legally change my name to Emmy nominated.
Would you?
If that happened.
I can understand that. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, you should probably lead with that. You know how some doctors put like every single one of their certifications in their signature? They should probably get like a little footer for Emmy nominees. You know?
I bet they do.
I bet they do.
Yeah, a little picture of the little guy, not little guy front and back.
No.
That's Tonals.
That's Tonal.
That's Tonals. But now she can do both.
Yeah.
She can
put a little guy front and back and...
Yeah. And just a little guy.
Just a little guy?
Little guy.
Congrats to Megan.
Yes. Don't forget that there is a Tonal monthly Apple Watch challenge.
Yeah, but these are new. That's why I included it.
So now that I've told you, don't forget.
Yeah.
I don't have an Apple Watch.
I know.
So like this, I don't have Apple.
You know, I'll be honest.
We're a mixed marriage.
I don't even like the Apple Watch challenges unless they're solo events. Like when people make them team events, it makes me angry. Because here's why. People cheat. Okay, so there are all these people that, like, if you're on a team where you have several people, because you can have like 4 people on a team. So if you have a team and you have a bunch of people who like will do the thing where they put their wristband on their leg while they're biking.
Put it on a ceiling fan.
Right. Okay. But like when it's solo, I feel like there's less of that.
Yeah.
Because there are still some people that do it for sure, obviously. Yeah. But like you don't have the group think situation happening and people wouldn't suggest it to each other necessarily.
Yeah.
So, but Apple Watch challenge, at least it gives you something fun to look at on your watch to be like, ooh, how did I do compared to everybody else? So
yeah, for sure.
That's nice.
So CNN had an article comparing the Tonal with the Tempo Studio.
Yeah, and it just came out this week, and I was shocked to find people were still buying the Tempo.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I was honestly like, I looked at the date on the article because I was like, are they still in business?
Right? I mean, I'm not to be mean to Tempo. I just haven't heard anything about them in years.
Yeah, we're not trying to like be douchey to them. They're not Echelon.
No.
But
wrong podcast.
Yes. But yeah, they had a very lengty article and they had nice things to say about both products.
They did, yeah.
But
I actually thought it was a really good breakdown.
Yeah, I did too. Like I actually read more of this than you probably would suspect. I'm not always the best at reading the articles.
What?
That you send me.
What? You read everything I send.
I don't read all the articles. For instance, I subscribe to Playboy for the dirty pictures.
Well, it's nice of you to admit. Not for the articles.
Like there were articles?
Do people still subscribe to Playboy magazine? Or is it just all online? I don't even know.
I have no clue.
I have to ask my dad.
I know there was a period where like they had a female editor.
Okay.
Like the first time ever. And they got rid of nudity in the magazine. And they were going to try to position themselves
as like the classy ones?
As like more like a Maxim.
Okay.
Because Maxim kind of ended up beating Playboy at its own game because they had scantily clad ladies, but they were clothed. Right.
So they could get by with more.
So they could sell on magazine racks in places that Playboy could not.
Right.
And then they had their edgy toxic masculinity articles.
Sure.
And so but
I mean, what's porn without toxic masculinity?
Yeah. And so I think that crashed and burned and they went back, but like I honestly don't know if they still actually make a physical magazine. I have no clue. You'll be glad to know as my wife.
I will well, I guess we're seeing my dad next weekend. I'll have to ask him.
That'll be a fun conversation. Anyway, back to Tonal versus Tempo Studio.
Wow.
That took a turn.
It did.
But yeah, they liked them both, but they definitely thought Tonal was better, that it was easier to use, that it had a smaller footprint, that its instructions were better. The only thing that they kind of dinged it for was just that they're like, look, this is not an inexpensive item.
It is a premium product and it is a premium price.
Yeah.
But it also replaces your gym for
Right.
90% of people,
Yeah.
you know? And I think that's important too, because like we started off the top of the show talking about, like I would not be able to participate in that program at all that
Yeah.
I wanted to try if it weren't for the fact that I didn't have Tonal and I could create a custom workout.
Yeah.
So I would have to go to a gym. I don't have all those weights because I would not lift heavy enough. I would be
Right.
I would be having like 8 and 10 pound weights, maybe 15, you know. I wouldn't have enough to like today I was lifting a 40-pound kettlebell. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have been able to do that before Tonal. I mean, 40-pound goblet squat. I wouldn't have been able to do that before Tonal.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Coach Ackeem has really been making the rounds.
He has.
Not only did he do this show,
Yes.
so he was
He started there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he was also on the Way Up with Ye podcast.
Yes.
And he was on the Today Show.
Yeah. And I believe that's his second appearance on the Today Show.
good
He did
for
one
him.
like 6 months ago. It might have even been longer. You know,
Yeah.
time's never been quite right in my head since the pandemic. So
Yeah.
I don't know how long ago it was, but I feel like it was like 6 to 8 months ago.
Gotcha.
And now he was back and did another program with them. So that's pretty cool.
It's great to see the tonal coaches starting to get out there.
It is.
And make waves in like, you know, the big mainstream media stuff.
Totally agree. Love seeing it.
And not to be outdone, but Tonal CEO Krystal Zell was on the Fitt Insider podcast.
Yes. And she did kind
Which
of
you have to say slowly.
You do. Yeah. Make sure you enunciate
Yes.
each syllable.
Enunciate and pause.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah.
Somebody wasn't thinking when they named that show.
Or they were.
I don't think that's what they were going for, though.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
But anyway, that's Fitt with 2 T's.
It is.
If you're looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is episode 232. And it gives a lot of history on Tonal, but also forward looking of where Tonal is headed.
Oh,
So,
that is interesting.
yeah. Basically that they're here to stay, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Because we like it.
we do. Yeah. Tom is like, please don't take away my
It's
Tonal.
the only exercise I've ever done.
I know.
And so
I'm very well aware.
I don't know what I would do.
I am like,
I would just
I will
get
be your
fat
champion
again.
forever. Please keep the Tonal content coming forever. That would be great.
New tonal content.
As always, there is all sorts of new content for people to consume.
There is, yeah. So a new program came out in a couple weeks ago, Ultimate Chest. So they've been releasing these custom contents for like each body part.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point we're getting that ultimate legs, like just,
Oh dear.
yeah, cross your fingers, be prepared. Prepare yourself.
I can't even imagine.
I know, it's gonna be
because the ultimate
brutal.
arms was a lot.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so to do that to the legs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this one is with Coach Joe. And so it's all about a specialized hypertrophy program for the chest. And honestly, I have no interest in doing this one. The guys can have it. Like, I want nothing to do with it. Like, I don't know, all the pushing and everything. Like, I hate push-ups. And so I'll obviously that's what I need to be doing.
Right.
I hate shoulders and I hate chest. And obviously that's what I need to be doing.
That's funny.
It is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But as a boy, especially, like as you age,
Yeah.
you need it's like
You don't want to get all sunken.
it's the moob begone.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Gotta keep it.
What was that
keep tabs on
movie
that.
the girls were in and they were like, we must increase our bust.
it was the Judy Blume one. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a really cute movie.
It is a really cute movie.
So, also you have bench press prep.
Yes, more chest. But this one's only 15 minutes. It's with Coach Tanisha, and this is specific to bench press. So you're going to have but it's also a warm up. Okay, so 15 minutes of warm up, and then you take that just before ultimate chest. Boom, perfect.
That seems like a lot, though.
I know, but you
For
wanna-
someone that doesn't want to do it,
I'm just saying.
you're awful good at writing prescriptions for other people.
I am. I know what I should do.
And here we go. Easy. lower body stretch.
Yeah, but it's Coach Tanisha, so is it easy?
I don't know. It says easy right in the title. She wouldn't lie to us. Are you calling?
Did she title it?
Are you calling Coach Tanisha a liar? Oh, is it like when journalists write articles? They write the articles, but not the headlines.
That's right.
I didn't realize that. Well, Tone will be getting an ombudsman.
I don't know. That's a good question. But this is a great stretch in all seriousness if you have some sore legs. So you might want to keep this one on the save for when they do release Ultimate Legs. Just keep it handy. I think you're going to need it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we also have rotational recovery.
Yes. And this is great because it's all levels and it's full body. This is for anybody who does, maybe you play baseball or softball, tennis, golf, any of those that you want to keep your core stability. Is also good for runners, by the way, because you really need a strong core. But if you want to rotate without any restrictions, this is the class for you.
Okay. And that's with Coach Christina Centenari.
It is,
which
yes.
I love her last name. It sounds like a planet in a sci-fi movie.
Absolutely.
And she is also doing hip mobility warm-up, which I think I'm more of like a nerdy mobility warm-up.
That's true. You are. Yeah, that's true. Although at least you do warm-ups, you never do after stretches.
I don't do the post stretches. I'm bad.
You are.
I just want to be done.
I know. You just hit done.
Yeah.
Well, this is a great way to start off this is another good one for runners, hip mobility warm up, because you want to get things moving before you start running. You want to have all the things activated, but you can also use this for any workout that's going to use your lower body.
And back to bench press stuff, just in time for bench press prep, there's bench press recovery.
Yes. Okay. This sounds exactly like what I would want. 14 minutes of recovery. So I think
for the bench presses you won't be doing.
I think I should just start there.
I don't know that you can recover from something you haven't done.
Well, maybe it'll get me prepped,
Well, that's what prep is for.
Dang it.
That's what bench press prep is out
Fine.
there for.
Fine.
You're going to end up doing the prep and the recovery and never actually doing a bench press.
Not going to do the bench press. Not going to do it.
It's like gluten-free food. It's gluten-free tonal. You do the bench press prep and you do the bench press recovery, but you never actually do a bench press. I got it all figured out.
I'm okay with it.
Checking in with the Tonal community.
So I want to talk about this 4-week program that you have, Ultimate Arms. Tell us about the series and what inspired it.
Okay. I would say about Tonals that they're very nimble. And when I say they're very nimble, like nothing is set in stone, nothing is set in concrete. So people have been asking for, something that's super specific, like I just want something on my chest. I just want something for my arms. And we'll service them by doing a one-off, but we all know that you can't do a one and done. Right? Like if you're going to apply to anything, whatever it is that you may be doing, that it takes a concerted amount of time and effort. So then we came up with this concept of this Ultimate series. Now, this is just one series of the many in the collection, but we'll cross that bridge on another day. Right now, we're opening up the floodgates with Ultimate Arms. So it is, like you said, a 4-week program that you will be training for 4 days a week. And it kind of goes on, off, on. And now you cannot, everyone listening or watching, you cannot train your arms every day because then you will be useless for everything else in life. You know what I mean? You can't put on your hoodie if you cannot use your arms. You know what I mean? So the magic is in the programming. And with that being said, we bookended with a buys and tries workout. So on day 1, you're doing buys and tries. Day 4, you're doing buys and tries. Coach, what are we doing in between? I got you. We have a full body push and then a full body pull. So just to reiterate, we have buys and tries, full body push, full body pull, and then buys and tries, right? So we kind of mix it in full body on the days in between, but this, you still get an opportunity not to train your arms just once, but twice for the week. So that's where it kind of gets that ultimate in. And if you really pull it back and you really look at all the movements and the exercises, you are training your buys and tries every day, but on the days in between, it's just not as much. So therefore, it's sustainable for the entire 4 weeks.
But it also means, correct me if I'm wrong, that you don't have yes, you want to work just your arms, but you can still get a full body workout from it. So you're not neglecting the legs. You're not neglecting your
Exactly.
core.
See, I didn't want to say that because a lot of guys are going to drop out now.
I
But
know. Leg day is important. It's so
it is,
important.
it is, it is. So we're spreading the love, but still, at the end of the day, the main focus is definitely going to be your buys and tries. So that's the method to the madness in this program.
You're luring them in with the arm stuff, and then like, hey, while you're here, you can't work your arms today anyway.
Yeah.
See,
So
Tom, that's why you're the super genius. You get it.
I'm marketing.
You-
I'm marketing.
You
Well,
you freaking get it.
it's funny though that you say that, because like when we saw it pop up on like upcoming classes, we were talking about it on the episode I think that just came out like a couple days
ago,
week.
yeah.
And and we were actually discussing it off air, I think, because I was like, oh, I think I'll do that one. And then I was like, well, I guess not knowing anything about how it was structured, I was like, well, I guess, you can't do your arms 5 days a week. So like in between, I'll just find a one-off leg day or something, so I don't just ignore my legs for a month.
Look, they already took care of it for you.
Come on, already got
one step ahead of me.
Come on, baby. We're 5 steps ahead of you. After we do ultimate arms, we got ultimate something else, and the ultimate. I just don't want to ruin it. So we got it all mapped. We got it all mapped out for you, baby. But what I do love, I got to give you flowers, is that you are thinking about it from a holistic point of view, right? I mean, like how many times I know that Krystal, you wanted to do the marathon. You know that you're gonna run every single day. You know what I mean? That's there is such a thing as overtraining, right? And then Tom, us, we need everything up here to look good, but you understand the rest of it matters as well. So I got to just give you your flowers and kudos for like, okay, taking in consideration, I'll do ultimate arms, but I got to do that one for the legs, or I got to focus on other things as well, right? So
for sure, I will say
I got to give it to you.
I think that's one of the things that Tonal doing programs helps me the most with, because it would be so easy to we keep ours in the basement, just go downstairs and just do arm stuff and call it a day and call it a workout. But because there's a program, like I don't like to think about this stuff. And so I just go down and do whatever it tells me to do. And so if it's a leg day, I'm like, well, but I do it. I do it. I have never skipped a leg day. Not one time.
My guy. Yeah, man. Okay,
but you also, in this program, you have drop sets. What's a myo rep set? What is that?
So the simplest way for me to kind of describe drop sets and myo reps are you're leaving everything on the table. Like you're doing that exact exercise, but you are, as you progress, you are going to decrease some of the load. And what that's going to do is, again, like, so how many times have you probably done the exercise and you have to do 10 reps, but you feel like you got 2-3 more in you, right? But you're just leaving a little bit there. But when you're doing a drop set or myo reps, you're going to be doing like 2 to 3, actually like 3 to 5 sets back to back to back to back. And Tonal is so intuitive that you don't have to think about the weight. We are going to drop the weight for you so you can go ahead and complete the amount of reps within that period of time. So with the drop sets and the myo reps, that's what you're going to find. You're doing that same movement back to back to back to literally, you might be at maybe 40% of your max. And just, why does this 10 pounds feel like 100? Like, that's just the magic of it. You know what I mean? And you're definitely going to find those on day 1 and day 4 on those buys and tries days.
And you said 10 pounds. Do you have access to my data? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got to do my homework before we get on the pod. Come on, baby, right here. We have squats, 10 pounds, lunges, 3.
Sure, like, clickety click.
Exactly.
I know exactly what you're up to.
Exactly.
Okay, so Ultimate Arms, what kind of person is this program for?
We have it labeled as advanced, right? And so it's like, proceed with caution. 4 days out of 7 can be a lot. And also, again, the beautiful thing about Tonal is that you do the benchmark workout. You train for a significant period of time. We're tracking all of the data. And then depending on whatever workout, whatever movement, we're going to supply you with the prescribed weight. So even though it's labeled as advanced, I think even if a beginner was to try this program, we're not going to put 100 pounds in your hands and do 50,000 burpees. No, it's going to be all relative. So it is labeled as advanced, but I do think that this is for everyone. And I also think it's a great lesson to learn your body, right? How does your body respond to training your buys and tries twice a week? Are you seeing faster results? Do you feel like you have the muscle endurance or wherewithal to do this? Because you may be an amateur, if you may, a beginner, if you may, and undersell yourself, right? Like, I can only train twice a week. So you think you might be able to do even more. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's a great for advanced, definitely. and an opportunity for beginners or intermediates to try it out as well. And again, the beautiful thing about Tonal is that you don't have to think about the program. You don't have to think about the weight. We got you, baby.
And based on what you said earlier, I think I know the
Mhm.
answer to this, but it doesn't sound like you need to worry about adding anything onto this. Any weight.
I do think that's a really beautiful thing about this. Again, like I always say, I haven't invented the push-up. People have been working out for a very long time. Like these programs have been here for a very long time. We are just, meeting them halfway with the technology and the science and just the accessibility for everyone. So with that being said, although the focus or the lure is your buys and your tries and the ultimate arms, yes, you're going to get some core work. Yes, you're going to get some lower body work. Yes, you're going to be working on whether it's your chest on the push days or your pull on the back days. Like every muscle in your body is going to get some love within this program. And you'll see that over the 4 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
before, Tom, do you have any questions about this program? Because I want to switch gears a little bit, but I want to make sure we have.
I think I'm good, but it is next on my list. I know it doesn't come out till March 1st, but
he's ready.
But as you can tell, it's on my list because I even know the day it comes out, and I never know that kind of stuff.
I will say this, like before we tied up with a bow. Big takeaways from the Ultimate Arm series, aside from it being 4 weeks, 4 days. We got the structure. Like just big takeaways in general, like good rules of practice. We will be focusing on form and technique. I'll tell you right now, for those who are listening, I'm going to try to explain this without using my body. So oftentimes when you see a client or someone doing curls, they're curling with their entire body, right? They're building momentum from their hips. They're bringing their elbows all the way up, and you're actually eliminating the tension on your biceps. So form and technique is sometimes the biggest obstacle for people when it comes to training any part of their bodies. So with that, we're going to have a big focus on that. The second thing is rest periods. You may want to focus on your legs, but in between sets, you're on your phone. It's 2 to 3 minutes in between every set that you're doing. So yes, you can check the list off of the movements that you've done, but rest period is a major factor. You need to keep the tension on those muscles in order to increase your strength and endurance. And then the last thing is volume, right? For the bros that are listening, hey, we like the big weights. We like the 3 to 5 reps, but sometimes you need more volume to create that tension and build the strength and endurance. So these are things that you're definitely going to find in the program, and just sort of like these rhyme or reasons that you can apply to any Ultimate series that we may have in the future, or just in your general training protocol. So you got form, you got rest period, and volume, and that's all I'm going to say about Ultimate Arms. It's a great program. Tap in March 1st, as you heard it from my guy, Tom. Let's do it.
All right. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's excited. She's excited for my arms to get bigger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
What she's saying.
You're gonna come on the screen like this. Oh, hey, it's gonna be good.
Well, he's definitely been working on volume this year, and biceps and biceps are definitely there's even more growth than last time we talked. I'm very
come on, baby. The modest hoodie.
It's the only thing I have left that fits.
Oh, stop. Okay, I do want to go back in time though, because I heard that you got to train with Neil Patrick Harris for his 50th birthday last year. I need to know all about it. We are
I hate you.
Huge Neil Patrick Harris. Oh my God. Like, we are such huge fans of him. Tell us everything.
I got you. So he smelled amazing. No, I'm joking.
He looks like he would.
That tracks. That totally tracks.
He loves Reese's Pieces. That's one thing I learned about him. He even was like training in an orange shirt. I was like, okay, you're taking this to heart. But he is, you wouldn't, if you didn't know who he was or knew his work, you wouldn't know that he was like a celebrity. He was a super down to earth. He was a very great personality, and he genuinely loved Tonal. So it was a surprise because his partner actually set up 50 individual gifts leading up to his 50th birthday. Of 50 of his favorite things, and Tonal happened to be one of them. So just imagine waking up, it's like, oh, meet me in Midtown at 11. We're gonna do this thing. Okay, cool. So he shows up. The last thing I want to do for a surprise is work out. But he was so excited. He said, oh, there's a Tonal. Let's do it. I was like, oh my God, dude. But they were there. We dove into the session. Of course, I knew he was coming. So I had a customized full body workout for him, and we had the music blasting. and just having a really, really great time, man. And I used to be in the restaurant industry, and I'd say I used to get people fat and drunk. Now I make them skinny and miserable. But he was having a great time the entire time. And it was a whole lot of fun. We had balloons, we had confetti, the whole stuff. So it was just like a really great celebration. So he was down to earth. It was a lot of fun. Loves Reese's Pieces. And we were just organically one of the top 50 things that he loved to do. And he got to work out with, one of the coaches. And we had a great time, man. Took all the pictures and the videos. And it was a big deal for me, a great opportunity. And it was a lot of fun for him.
Wow.
It was
That's
dope.
really
and
cool.
PH. Yeah.
So cool.
It was super cool.
So a follow-up question, when you say you made a custom workout for him, how do you make a custom workout? Like legit, were you like, what are your favorite moves, or ask his partner, what are your favorite, like, how do you come up with a custom? What does that mean?
If you do ask any questions, the first one is actually injury, right? Like, are there any obstacles?
Okay.
You want to, and then from there, you can go ahead and frame it out. I think that we can safely say that most workouts or training isn't your favorite movement.
Right.
It isn't your favorite thing to do. You know what I mean? It's just my job to make it fun. So that's a challenge, and why I am today. So the biggest thing was like, does he have any injuries? And he loves to train. He loves to work out. That's how he stays young. He stays fit. He trains regularly. So the injuries were at a minimum. And at that point in time, if it is a full body workout, we only have but so much time. We just want to have a lot of compound exercises, throw in a little bit of core, a few little body weight exercises. So when you are a coach or a trainer, it's sort of like every workout or program just feels like you're making art. It's like you're cooking your favorite recipe, right? There's so many ways to make that thing. So I just doing that don't stop sauce, and it was a good time, man. I'm definitely not asking what your favorite exercises are, because then there's probably the expectation, or then it turns into you go to the restaurant and you're telling them how to make the food. You know what I mean?
Right?
I'm the chef.
That's what I was
I
wondering.
got you,
I'm
man.
like, what are you going to be like? Okay, we're going to do all of your favorite workouts. But okay, so were you like, did you make him do Bulgarian split squats? And
No, I like him. He's a nice guy. Why would I make him do?
So this is a revelatory moment. So as a coach, you acknowledge that's a form of punishment.
1,000%.
Right.
1,000%. Don't ask Joe, because he's gonna say, "Oh no, they're great." Don't ask Joe. There's something wrong with him. But for those of us who can read the room, we know that Bulgarian split squats, although they're necessary, are not our favorites.
So
but they're growing on me.
Joe is still pushing propaganda, whereas
oh my
here
gosh,
to tell us the truth.
I'm here to tell the truth, team. Guys, I'm here for you. You know what I mean? It's a no.
those internal rotation Bulgarian split squats next level.
Shout out to Coach Tim, because sometimes I take the other coaches' classes, right? And one time I'm doing it, I'm just cursing them out on rep 3 or 4. And he's like whispers to me, he's like, "It's okay if you want to grab the tonal to assist you with this." I'm like, "Tim, thank you." Thank you. But these are all the things that we do need, to make us better, feel better, and traveling in all planes of motion. Life happens, and it's not just up and down or straight and forward. So although we hate it, we need to do it. And that's why you shouldn't ask anybody what their favorite exercises are, because then they'll just be a detriment to themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite is the last one. That's my
the
favorite.
last one. Oh wait, no matter what it is,
Yes.
the last one.
Yeah.
I'm on the exact opposite of the spectrum. I want the first one. I'm game. Whatever you throw at me at the beginning, oh, he's great. Yeah. The last one, I'm having a pep talk by myself.
Yeah, it's the worst when you get to like the fourth block and they're like, and now Bulgarian splits.
I mean,
like, what?
And then they have the little time in the corner. 6 minutes. 6 more minutes.
Right.
Of this. It's like the longest 6 minutes of your life at that point, So yes, I get it.
I know, but just so you know, watching it, like you guys are always fresh and happy when you're working out along with us. So like
that's all editing.
I'm gonna give you a hot take right now. They might fire me, and that's okay. Listen, Chris, there are a few times, block 3 or 4, coming down to the end, and I'm just like, what's the worst that could happen if I walk away right now? Legitimately, what's the worst that could happen? I'm sure we could cut to commercial. I'm sure the people will understand. You know what I mean? But that thought does cross my mind at least once a week. So yes, we're happy. Yes, we're like providing the energy for both, but Hot take. I'm telling you the truth. Ezra. Okay. Yeah.
Well, while we're talking about amazing experiences, you also got to drop in on the Today Show recently. How did that
uh,
go?
oh my gosh. Organic exposure and just an opportunity that we definitely couldn't say no to, right? Like, we're
Yeah.
trying to further the reach and let people know about this huge tablet on the wall with 200 pounds of resistance, that which is Tonal. So of course they call, we're gonna say yes. And I gotta give him a lot of credit. Just being behind the scenes, it's about a 3 to 4 hour show, right? So when you think about that and all of the segments and all of these things running around, all in the studio, I'm just like, it's hard to make breakfast sometimes. So just watching them do all of this, like just a master of the craft, was really cool to be behind the scenes. And so anyway, when I was on the Today Show, and right before we got on, I got to give a special shout out to first of all to Al Roker, because we all know he had troubles with his health about a year ago, and leading up to it, they were like, Ackeem, we love you, we know you, don't kill Al. This is not going to be a good look for the company, okay? We know it. You've seen it. Don't be Ackeem. All right, let's be Mika. You can't be a 10. Bring it up. And so one of the movements was with quick feet, where you kind of bend your knees 90 degrees, kind of look like a football. You move your feet as fast as you can. And they're like, we don't know about this. Like, they have mats. Like, put them on the floor. I'm like, listen, Al can do it, damn it. So leave me alone. I was going rogue. So anyway, shout out to Al, because not only was his energy on 1,000, not only did he do all of the exercises, I mean, he just had like great energy before, during, and after. So Al was really cool. And then before, I think her name is Chanel Jones. She had on high heels. And they're doing a countdown, like getting started in 30 seconds. So they make our way over to me. And I look at her, she looks at me, I say, are you gonna wear those heels? She said, you want me to take my heels off? I said, you better take your heels off. She said, I guess I'm taking my heels off. She kicked it off. Now we're at T minus 15 seconds. And then, I mean, she did a fantastic job. And it was a whole lot of fun, man. You know what I mean? Like, and the time went by like this, So we're building up to it. It's Today's Show. It's live. Do not mess this up. Ooh. But everything went without a hitch. It was definitely one for the books. And it was a really good time. It was all bodyweight exercise. But, of course, we're representing Tonal and the importance of training, and mission accomplished. We did it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Huge congrats to have those
Thank you.
amazing opportunities. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
It really is. It really is. Very fortunate.
Well, I mean, we're on a roll here with all your amazing experiences. So tell me about recently, whenever you guys had you finished up the January challenge, and then you had the Tonal in studio. You had all the actual members there. What was it like having that like real life interaction with people?
To wrap it up in one word, I got to say special. When we're on stage, it's just the camera crew, no music, bright lights, and a mic. That's it, right? So now we're exerting all of this energy. We're talking about we're just giving, not knowing exactly how it's being received, not knowing, the feedback in real time, but you just have to kind of be proficient at what could be happening on the opposite side. And again, like I just had my 1 year anniversary. We've been doing this consistently for quite some time. And yes, you may get DMs. Yes, you may get messages, but it's different to have Jeff in front of your face saying, hey, so how much coffee are you actually drinking before you start? Because it's just insane. Like it's a different kind of feedback. And just getting to see the impact that you have on these people, on these people's lives, and on a daily and consistent basis, just to get that feedback was reassuring, reaffirming, and again, just really, really special, because in this empty room, we're really connecting with people, and not only connecting, like motivating them and inspiring them to do this thing that can really suck sometimes. And we're essentially in it together, ironically enough. So just seeing them in person, they look a lot bigger in person. The icons are so small on the screen. It's like, how can I describe? It's like meeting your pen pal for the first time, right? You've been exchanging and connecting for a long period of time, and then now we're both in the same room for the first time. It's not like we're meeting, we're physically meeting, but we know each other. So it was just really, really cool, really, really special, and we got to do that again. It was really
good.
Cool.
I hope you do, and I
hope
hope you invite everybody. I mean, I'm just saying, it was fun meeting you guys in person.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug. We do have a community on Facebook. the OTC, the official Tonal community on Facebook, where you can put your name in the hat, and then we make the draw and try to invite as many people as we can. So
on that note, how do you
OTC?
has having those experiences, especially the one where you got to meet people, the community members in person, has that changed how you've fostered community online, since that is most of what you guys do?
Has it changed? Yes. I think that if my insight or perspective was at an 8 before, it's now elevated to a 12. I didn't know that we were that connected. I didn't know we were making that much of an impact. I didn't know we were that tied to each other. So it was always there. I understand, like, there's, as far as like exchanging messages on the platforms, as far as, just coaching somebody on a question or celebrating a victory. Yeah, that's all well and good. But if you think it impacts at an 8, know that it goes far above that, and just when you think it's just another day at the office, nah, like today might be the day where you really might shift someone's entire perspective or relationship with training. So I don't take a class for granted. I don't take them for granted. I don't take this job for granted. I just really look at us, like we're in a room together, but we're not even, what I mean? So like we are really connected in this new time. And I know that technology gets a bad rap, like, oh, it's so different. Everyone's distracted, and sure, but they're not going anywhere. And what are the pros? Right. So I just kind of I'm very optimistic about it all. And again, my gratitude level is just at an all-time high, and just understanding that my input and what we do doesn't go unnoticed. And it's just a really, really beautiful opportunity that we shouldn't take for granted. And therefore I don't. So it has changed. It's just made me increase my love meter, if that's a thing.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, Ackeem, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. Before we let you go, remind everybody where they can continue to connect with you when they're off Tonal.
Okay. My name is Ackeem. When you think of garbage, think of Ackeem. Coming to America. I will definitely stand out because my name is spelled Ackeem. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on the Tonal platform. Just Google me. I pop up. I'm the crazy guy with a big old smile, ready to make you love to do the thing that you probably don't like to do.
They'll never.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No, thank you guys. It's always a pleasure. And again, congratulations to you guys with all your growth and all of your insight and all the work that you guys do. It started off from an idea and a concept. It's just beautiful to see it blossom to what it is today.
Well, thank
Thank you.
Right back at you. Love seeing your growth. That's amazing.
Yes. Thank you.
So I guess that brings this episode to a close. Until next time, where can people find you?
People can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/KrystalDO'Keefe. They can find me on all the socials and the Tonal leaderboard at Clip Out Krystal.
And you can find me on Twitter at Roger Kubert, or on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. You can find the show online at facebook.com/Superset Podcast. While you're there, like the page, join the group. And so that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep lifting.
Smart training, there you are. Customize, make it right. AI, form and vibe. Superset will show you what it's all about. It's a Tonal workout.
The Superset is made possible in part by support from Tonal.